time. Remember when we talked about these three types of verbs? The AR, the ER, and the IR. Remember that, you guys? So how do we identify them? In other words, how do we know if it's an AR verb or an ER verb or an IR verb? And why does it matter? Why is it important that we know what kind of verb it is? And remember, pop your thoughts in the chat. That's all I'm asking you for. What do you remember? What do you think you remember? What are you guessing? Very good, Elizabeth. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Good answer, Kimura. We need cameras, you guys. Be thinking about the warm-up question. Pop your ideas in the chat. Good morning, Lay, Christopher, James, Akari. Christopher, I think we got our signals crossed. Carlota, ¿cómo estás? Okay, you guys behind me, come on, we need to be thinking, por favor. Click, 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 brains on. List the three types of verbs in Spanish. Remember what they are? What are those endings? Those three, we group them together, right? How do we know what they are? Like, how do we know what kind of verb it is? And then why does it matter? We have a huge day today, you guys, huge day today. So we need to wake up our brains this morning, por favor. And if you don't know, what is the answer that you put in the chat if you don't know? Right? All I'm asking for is your thought process. It doesn't have to be 100% spot on correct answer. What is the thought process? What are the kind of verbs, the three kinds? How do we know that that's what they are? And then why does it matter? Okay, Maria Luisa? Christopher, we crossed paths, right? We crisscrossed wires. I think you joined the Spanish 1 Zoom instead of my office hour Zoom. Did you catch that? Yeah.
How am I supposed to go to them?
Yeah, so we need, so it's in the Learning Vault in your homepage in Canvas. That was, yeah, that was in the message. And then I didn't know that you had gone over there because I was in the other one. All right, anybody else? You guys, what are the three kinds of verbs? This is the most, yes, very good. So we have AR verbs, ER verbs, and IR verbs. And why does it matter? How do we, first of all, how do we know what kind of verb it is? So if I put three verbs up here, right, just for the fun of it, like if I put, let me see, let me think of words from our vocab. I can think of another one. Let me make these bigger. All right, I'm going to share my screen real fast. Yes, Kimura, there you go. All right, take a look at my screen. I have two verbs up here from our vocab, right? Limpiar and sacudir. So what kind of verb is limpiar? Who can tell me? Unmute, it goes faster. Who can tell me what kind of verb is limpiar? An AR verb, muy bien. What kind of verb is sacudir? Yep, it's an IR verb. How do we know that? Because they end in AR or IR or ER, right? If I had, like, I'll just put comer up here, which means to eat. Okay, just so we know. So it's an ER verb, right? And we know that because of the endings, right? So then third question, why is it important? Remember the chart. Remember we looked for patterns. O, AS, ES, right? Amos, emos, emos. We looked for those patterns. Y'all remember that? See or no? Give me a thumbs up if you remember us looking for those patterns for the verb endings, right? So, if it's an AR verb, then when we use the verb in a sentence, we got to change the spelling up according to the rules of an AR verb. Okay? If we're going to use sacudir, it's an IR verb. Well, in a sentence. Well, we got to use it. We got to change the spelling the way IR verbs need to be spelled. Okay? Which is different from the way an AR verb is to be spelled, right? So same with ER verbs. So we have to know what kind of verb it is in order to use it correctly, right? Let me say it again because y'all are going to see this question on a quiz, FYI. Okay? We have to know, we have to identify if it's an AR, IR, or an ER verb in order to use it correctly in a sentence, right? It's sort of the same thing as like if I were to say in English, let's just say I eat pizza. Okay, I eat. But in English, we would say he eats pizza. We add an S, right? He eats pizza. So we know correct English, right? We wouldn't say he eat pizza. We know in correct English, we have to say he eats pizza, right? So it's going to be the same thing here. We got to know which rule applies to what, okay? And that's where we're headed today. And it's a big day, all right? It's a huge day. We're finally going to see how these things work. I'm going to stop sharing that, okay? All right, any questions about what I just said there? Okay, so what are we doing today? Let's see. We're gonna grow up. We're gonna get out of daycare. We're gonna try to make our way into kindergarten or first grade, I guess. Okay. All right. Muy bien. Here's the first thing we need to do, clase. We need to finish up our guided notes from the other day. So I need for everybody to go back into Canvas. Go to Unidad 2. I'm just reminding you where they were. And it should be the very last thing here. Guided notes, AR verbs. So give me a thumbs up when you're ready. What we're going to do today, thank you, Marilisa, is we're going to finish these and then we have to see how these verbs work, which is a big thing. James, I need a thumbs up. Lay, Carolina, we need cameras on. Y'all need to join. Kamura, gracias. Melanie, I need you on board here. Akari, Aslan, Dallas, Carlota. Okay, we need to finish these up. So while you're doing that, I am going to put the Nearpod link back in the chat because we were working in Nearpod. Okay. And so in the chat, you're going to see the Nearpod link and we all need to join them. Remember, we were doing matching and stuff like that. So it's an interactive deal. Okay, I see Elizabeth, Lisa, Haley, Nikki, Kamura. Need everybody to click on that Nearpod link. We have a lot to do today, folks, so I need to make sure that you are engaged and working along with us. Catalina, Charlie, I'm not going to count you as present if y'all can hear me. I'm not going to count you as present in class, right? If you just log into Zoom and you go, ain't happening. Lay, I need you logged in. Melanie, you need to click on that red button. Wrong one, Melanie. It's the AR verb list, please. James. Now, once we finish the definitions, okay, I do not, now listen carefully, I do not want you to submit those guided notes. Do not submit them until I ask you to, okay? Everybody clear on that? Do not submit the guided notes today until I ask you to. Okay, Carlota, Akari, Nikki, we need to be in the Nearpod, please. I'm not seeing y'all in the Nearpod. Aslin, you need to join us. Elizabeth, I don't know, did you click the button? Is it all there? James? Okay. All right. So in your vocab list, you guys, your AR verb vocab list, scroll down. Remember, they were out of order. And so you might need to look around a little bit. Okay. And so we need to add tomar. So let me ask y'all a question. Tomar, what kind of verb is this? It ends in a what? It ends in an? In what? It ends in an AR. So it's a regular AR verb. And we talked about how they are the largest group of verbs in Spanish. So you're making a big step up in our Spanish. Okay. So tomar can have several meanings. It can mean to take something, to take anything. I'm taking my books to school with me. I'm taking the brown car. I'm taking whatever you're taking. Taking a picture, right? Or it can also mean to have food or drink. Okay. Let's go have something to eat, you know, tomar. That's our verb, to have. Food or drink. Okay. So make sure that you're typing that into your vocab list. Another reminder, do not submit your vocab list until I ask you to. Okay. Okay. Again, if I need to repeat any of these or go back, just holler at me. Trabajar. Trabajar. To work. To work. Trabajar. To work. Okay. Right. We should all be typing. Carlota, did you already finish these? Haley, Marilisa, you're typing these in. Nikki, are you typing these into your list? Guys, this is the easiest thing we could ever do, right? Please try and follow along. Okay, our next one, llamar. Llamar. So llamar can be to call somebody on the phone. It can be to holler at somebody. Yo, Haley, right? Calling somebody, right? Llamar. It can also, when we say like, ¿Cómo te llamas? What's your name? Right? Me llamo Akari. Me llamo, right? Me llamo. So you're basically really saying I call myself, right? What do you call yourself? ¿Cómo te llamas? I call myself me llamo. So llamar is to call. Okay. Llegar is to arrive. Now, what does that mean? It means literally, like you can literally arrive like on an airplane or in a car. Or it can also mean that you like arrive at your goal. Okay. You arrive at a location. You arrive at your goal. Llegar. Okay. Again, let me know if I need to go back so you can finish this up. We only have two more. Okay. This one is a multiple meaning as well. Llevar. Llevar. So once we finish these and we have an idea of what these mean, or at least a list, then we can figure out what to do with them. That's the most important thing, okay? Figuring out what to do with them. Llevar, to wear, or to carry, or to bring. So really different meanings for one word, right? Llevar, to wear, to carry, or to bring. To wear, to carry, or to bring. Okay, give me a thumbs up if I can go to the next slide. Everybody ready for the next one? See? Okay. All right. So you have your list in front of you on another tab, which is the best definition of the verb llegar, right? And click next, right? Keep going. Let's see how y'all do. Use your vocab list. Good job, Haley. It won't like, are you logged in tomorrow? And all that? Huh, interesting. Will it let you hit next, the next button? Okay. Hey, good job, Haley. Good job, Carlota. Good job, Marilisa. And you guys use your vocab list. Give it your best shot. Desayunar is to have breakfast. To have breakfast. Or to have lunch. Desayunar. Trabajar is to work. To work. Yep. Okay. Okay, another 30 seconds or so. Try to get these finished up. Akari, Christopher. To arrive. All right, you guys, muy bien. Okay, let's go ahead and back out of that Nearpod and let me know, does anybody have a blank? Is there a blank? Just, you don't have to pop it in the chat, just yell it out and I'll tell you what it means. Do you have a blank? Okay. I know, Kamora, were you here last class or were you absent? If you were absent, you'll have time to get those done. Yeah, don't worry about it. You'll have time to get those caught up. Okay, Priscilla, buscar is to look for or search. To look for or search is buscar. So make sure y'all have that on your list. Anybody else missing any? I will post that vocab list, right? And so then you guys, if you were absent or something, you can go back in and fill it in on your own time. Cantar was to sing, right? And bailar was to dance. Desayunar is to have lunch or breakfast. Okay, depending upon what country you're in, to have lunch or breakfast. Okay. Now, do not submit them, right? Do not submit them. Llamar is to call. Cenar is to have dinner. To have dinner. Any other blanks, you guys? Ayudar was to help. Okay. And I'll post those slides at the end of class today. Any other blanks? Okay. So here's what we all need to pay attention to. Do not submit them. You leave that tab open. Because if you scroll down to the bottom, you're going to see that we need to fill in the chart. Okay. But you're going to do that after today's lesson. Okay. So don't do anything to it. Just leave it sit there on the tab. Okay. Okay. Let's practice with some of these definitions real quick. And if you have your vocab list, feel free to use it, right? We're just practicing. Okay, you guys? All right. So give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Thank you. Okay, I'm just going to spin the wheel. Let's see where it lands. Okay. Cocinar. So looking on your list. This is just a way to help us remember some of these. Cocinar. Looking on your list. You can unmute or pop it in the chat. ¿Qué quiere decir cocinar? What's it mean? Very good, Kimura. Marilisa, muy bien. Priscilla, muy bien. Carlota, muy bien. Kaylee, muy bien. Cocinar, clase, to cook in the kitchen, right? We did words. Cocina was our kitchen. So what do we do in the kitchen? Cocinar, right? To cook. Muy bien. Buscar. Buscar. Good, Haley. Again, you guys can unmute. Good, Marilisa. Buscar. What is buscar, clase? Akari, do you have buscar? Elizabeth, do you have buscar? Buscar? Good, Priscilla. To search or look for? To search or look for? Okay. Everybody should have their vocab list open. Okay. Trabajar. Trabajar. Good, Marilisa. Good, Kimura. Good, Elizabeth. Muy bien. Good, Carlota. Haley. Muy bien. To work. To work. You guys, good job. To work. Okay, a couple more. What is hablar? Hablar. Hablar. Good, Carlota. Good, Marilisa. Elizabeth, muy bien. Priscilla, Nikki, muy bien. Haley, muy bien. Yeah, to speak or talk. Hablar. Okay. Hablamos inglés, right? We speak English. Hablar. Okay. Bueno. This is an easy one because it's a cognate, huh? Estudiar, clase, estudiar. Okay, Christopher. Muy bien, to study. Muy bien, estudiar. Okay, to study. Bueno, muy bien. Good job, you guys. One more, just for fun of it. Nadar. Nadar. Muy bien. Muy bien. Anybody else? Nadar. Kimura, good job. Elizabeth, muy bien. Haley, good job. Nadar, clase. Elizabeth, muy bien. To swim. To swim. To swim. Okay. So we are going to, as we go along, of course, we will continue to practice these, right? Don't submit your list yet. We're going to keep working with it, okay? All right, give me 1 second though, because I've got to get all my screens squared away and kind of give you guys a good opportunity for a brain break. I'm going to try and take attendance. Carlota, is your camera not working? There we go. Okay. All right, muy bien. So I have James, Mel, Aslin, Carolina, Lay, Charlie McCarney, and Dallas, right? So without seeing you or seeing any participation from you, I can't count you as present. All right. So what are we doing today for the rest of the day? We are going to try to figure these out. So if you are a person who takes notes, okay, now's the time. If you are a note-taking person, open up a document, open up your paper, notebook, whatever you like to do. Because now we're going to graduate to the big time and we got to figure out, what do all these things do? What does it mean? How do we use them in a sentence? Okay. So give me a thumbs up if you're ready to start. I don't want to start talking while you guys are looking for notebooks and something like that. Okay. Bueno, gracias, Carlota. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. All right. I'm going to use this as our whiteboard. Okay. And okay. So let's start in English, right? As usual, we try to get an example in English. Okay. So let's just take the verb to talk. Okay. In English, to talk. And so that's what we call, and I'm just reminding you because we've seen this before. So I'm going to move quickly, right? we call that the infinitive or the original form of the verb, because we would never say he to talk to his friend, right? That's just the verb. That's just knowing what it is. That's the original form. But in English, just like we've always done, you guys, I'm going to move quickly because we know this. If I want to say I talk, right? You talk, but he or she or it talks, right? In English, y'all with me? Yeah? Yes, Nikki. So this is what we call then, these here are examples of, remember the word, a conjugation. And all that conjugation means is to change. We have to change, right, this original in order for it to match with I or you or he or she, if we're talking to the person or about the person. Remember all those practices we did way at the beginning of the year, right? Okay, so we're really not doing anything any differently. We just need to understand that in this case, our AR verbs are in the present tense. So when we're talking about things in general, like I talk to my friends, I do that generally speaking. Yeah, I talk to my friends, or you talk to your friends. It doesn't mean I'm doing it right now. It just means it's something that I do. Okay, well, all of these AR verbs, you guys, is the largest group of verbs in Spanish. And so this is like really big for you, because now you're going to be able to take all of those verbs and use them. Okay, so let's figure out how to do it. So let's do hablar. Okay, that's going to be our example, and you have it in your notes, right? And it means to talk. So first thing we need to do, we have several steps. The first step, you guys, is to remove the verb ending. Okay, so in this case, we're going to remove the AR. Oops. Okay. Y'all with me? And when we do that, that means that we find the stem or the root of the word. Okay. Because then we have to apply the ending. Then what we'll do is we'll apply the appropriate ending. Okay, so if it's the yo form, it gets that ending. If it's the tu form, it gets that ending. But we have to have the correct stem or root. Okay. So in Spanish, we know it's yo, right? And my endings are going to be O, AS, A. Okay, can y'all see this? Is it big enough? Do I need to make it bigger? So all of these AR verbs, right? If we're going to use them in a sentence, these are the endings that we're going to use. And remember, the singulars are on the left and the plurals are on the right. So nosotros is going to get amos. Right? Ustedes, ellos, and ellas is going to get on. So if you are a note taker, this is what you need. So this is how we conjugate an AR verb. Everybody follow me? Give me a thumbs up if you're with me. It's not rocket science, but it can be confusing. Okay? Okay, so again, we'll go back to hablar. That's going to be our example for now. Our infinitive, our original form is to talk. But if I want to say I talk to my friends. Okay, to my friends. Guys, I can't type today. To my friends. Okay, watch what I do. I'm going to have my yo, which I really don't need, but I'm going to put it in there anyway. And look what I do. What's my first step? How do I find the root or the stem? What do I have to do to find the root or the stem of hablar? What do I get rid of? Somebody help me out. What do I get rid of? If it's an AR verb, what were the steps that we have to do? Haley, did you catch it? Priscilla, Christopher? How do I use hablar in a sentence? You guys, this is our big graduation moment. So if you have a question, now's the time to ask. If you don't understand what I'm asking. Akari, how do I find the root or the stem of hablar so I can use it in a sentence? Elizabeth, what do you think? Yes, you're a step ahead of me, Priscilla. Okay. Right. You're close. Okay, so watch me, you guys. We're going to do this step by step. Okay. My first step is I got to remove the AR in order to find the stem or the root. And now you're going to go, why? So what? I get it. Yes, because you see, it makes a difference. Okay, it makes a difference. So if I'm going to use this in a sentence, I got to get rid of my AR, Christopher, and that's going to help me find my root or my stem. Because not all of these AR verbs are straightforward in their root or their stem. Okay, so you got to stick with it. You got to stick with the process. You got to get rid of the AR first. Now, okay, muy bien. Now, if I'm saying yo, what is my ending that goes with yo, you guys? Yes. So I'm going to add my O here. Very good. Hablo con mis amigos. I talk to my friends. Do you see what we did here? Give me a thumbs up. Sí o no? Okay. All right. So I'm going to do one more. And then I'm going to ask you all to do one. Okay. So if I say, let's say they talk to their dog. Let's just do dog. Okay. They talk to their dog. So what am I doing here? They is plural, right, you guys? You can if you want, Marilisa, or you can put it in your own notebook, whatever you choose to do. Okay. They talk to their dog. So what's they? Who can help me? Carlota? Yeah. All right. So let's do ellos or ellas, whichever. Okay. So now I want to use hablar. So I put it in my sentence. What do I have to do to use this? What's my first step? Take the AR off. What ending goes with ellos? Good, Kamora. Anybody else? Marilisa, muy bien. Christopher? Akari? Very good, Elizabeth. Okay, my ending that goes with ellos is on. And so ellos hablan con sus amigos. Amigos. Okay, everybody see that? All right. So I would like for you to tell me, you talk to, who do we talk to? You talk to the teacher. Let's do that one. Okay. It doesn't make any difference to me, right? Oh yeah, that's just my brain dysfunction, Kimura. Okay. All right. So you guys try, you talk to the teacher. You talk to the teacher, right? So I'll put this chart up here. You talk to the teacher. Pop your answers in the chat. You, we're using the tu form. Good, Carlota. you talk to the teacher. Christopher, I want to hear from you. Focus, please. So, come on, y'all. You talk to the teacher. What do we do? What's our word for you? What do we do with hablar? Yeah, singular, Kamora. Singular. You're correct if you wanted to do it plural. What would be singular? Priscilla, let me hear from you. Akari? Perfect, Marilisa. Perfect. Okay, anybody else going to give it a try? Christopher, what am I doing here? Nikki? Christopher, how do I say you? Come on. How do I say you, Christopher? That's formal. What's our informal? How do I say you? You see it up here? When we say tú. Okay, now what do? I put in hablar. Christopher, what do I do? How do I find the root or the stem? Yep, Kamora. Akari, how do I find the root or the stem? Come on, y'all. If you answer me, we can move on. How do I find this root? What do I have to get rid of? Thank you. Get rid of the AR. And then what ending goes with tú? Christopher? What ending goes with tú? Very good, Marilisa. Very good, Elizabeth. Kamora, muy bien. Christopher, what ending goes with tú? Priscilla, muy bien. Hablas. Hablas. It's an AS. Okay. Do you see that now, Christopher? You need to see it for yourself, right? All we're doing is plugging things in, right? And then we could say con el maestro or con el profesor. I'm just going to put prof because I'm at the end of the sentence there. Okay. All right. Give me a 3, 2, 1. 3, I got it. 2, I need practice. 1, I don't know what you're talking about. 3, 2, 1 in the chat. Okay. All right. So now let's do this. I need y'all to go back to your guided notes. I'm going to stop sharing for just a second. Go back to your guided notes. Okay, now since we did hablar, okay, we did hablar, and you see it here. Here's your endings: O, AS, A, amos, and on. So what I would like you to do, scroll, 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 choose any one of the verbs above except hablar, and complete the chart, right? So if I was going to do dejar, I would type dejar in here, right? And then I would conjugate it. I would put the verb in. I would, I would put the verb in. I would go through my steps. I would get rid of my AR. right? And then what ending goes with yo? If I don't remember, scroll up, takes an O, I would put my O in, and you're going to complete this whole chart. Any verb you want. Use the endings up here. This is your cheat sheet. O, ASA, amos, and on. And when you're done, then you can submit it. And we're going to go back to do some more practice. Okay, everybody understand what I'm asking you to do? Thumbs up? Okay. Yep, you need to do it in your guided notes, right? Desayunar, to have breakfast. James, do you have a problem in Canvas? Cenar is to have dinner. To have dinner. To look for or search. To practice. Okay, very good, Haley. Very good, Kimura. So you see, Kimura, by the choice that you made of estudiar, right? It would have been really easy to forget the I when you use it in a sentence. Do you see what I'm trying to get at, Kimura? That's why it's so important to do the step of getting rid of the AR. You know what I'm saying? And that way you have the proper stem or root until, you know, you're familiar with the word and you know what it's supposed to be. Does that make any sense? Right? Because some of these can be really tricky. Good job. Okay, from what I can see, Priscilla, it's good. That's good. James, can you check the chat? Okay. Thank you. Okay. Muy bien. Okay. So, go ahead and submit, you guys. And I just want to give you a couple more examples. And then I'm going to ask you to show me whether you get it or not, right? Like just a quick comprehension check. Okay. Okay. So again, if you're a note taker and you want to write these down, that's up to you. Otherwise, you just feel free to follow along. Okay. All right, let's do one in the negative. Let's say that's something we don't. Okay. So somebody help me out. Let's do trabajar. What does trabajar mean? What does trabajar mean? Muy bien, to work. Okay, to work. So the reason I chose trabajar is because I'm trying to again make a point about how it's important to find the proper root or stem of the word. Okay. So let's say she works at Target. She works at Target, right? So think about it for just a second. In the chat, pop your answers in the chat for me. That's our scrap paper. How would we say she works at Target? Muy bien, Carlota. She works at Target. I want to hear from everyone. Just pop your answers in the chat. Muy bien, Elizabeth. Perfect. Christopher, you're going to give it a try? Okay, Madalisa. So be careful. How do we find the proper root or stem? Madalisa, your ending is correct, but we need the proper root or stem because otherwise it's just not a word, correct? So try again. Akari, can you put your sentence in the chat? James, Christopher. All right, Christopher, help me out. How do we say she? Very good, Marilisa. Christopher, how do we say she? Very good, Priscilla. How do we say she, Christopher? Yeah, very good. Ella. Okay, ella, she. So then we got to take our trabajar and we got to find the proper stem. So we get rid of the AR. And what ending goes with ella? There you go, Christopher. What ending goes with ella? Can I say? A. O, A-S-A, amos, and on. So we just come down here, tack up our A, and we can finish our sentence. Ella trabaja a Target. Okay. That's not hard, is it? Okay, let's make it negative. We got to stick our no in there, right? So let's say she doesn't work at Target. Notice in English what we got to do, right? You guys, we got to go back and change that. Doesn't work. We got to add a word and all that stuff. She doesn't work at Target. Well, what is it that she's not doing, you guys? What is it that she's not doing? She's not working. So if that's what I'm not doing, then I'm going to negate that by just putting my no in front of it. Very good. Ella no trabaja at Target. She doesn't work at Target. Okay, we're going to do one more together. And then we're going to switch gears to something else. Okay. All right, let's do we, what are we doing, you guys? Let's pick a verb. We have breakfast at 8 a.m. We have breakfast at 8 a.m. This is sort of a tricky one. Okay, so what's our word for to have breakfast? Do y'all remember this one? To have breakfast. Yeah. So I'll put it up here just as a helper because desayunar. Okay. Yeah, desayunar. Okay, so now you all in your scrap paper being the chat box, how would we say we have breakfast? We have breakfast. Because remember, these are things that we normally do, right? Or generally do. We have breakfast. Pop it in the chat. Or if you're confident, by all means, unmute. We have breakfast. What would we do here? Carlota, muy bien. We have breakfast, you guys. Kamura, muy bien. Good job. Anybody else? Yep, Christopher. And then what do we do with desayunar? Good job, Christopher. Marilisa, what do you think? Priscilla? Okay, remember it's plural, it's we, right? Marilisa? So if you can see my screen, I'll scroll up a little bit. Okay. Okay, anybody else want to pop it in the chat? James, you want to try and pop it in the chat? Okay, you got to be careful. You're also put, they're AR verbs, right, Marilisa? AR verbs. Okay, all right, good job. So take a look at my screen. We is nosotros, Christopher, right? We take our verb, right, Marilisa? We get rid of, very good, we get rid of our AR. That gives us desayun. We add amos. And then our time, right? A las 8 de la mañana, in the morning. Okay, so nosotros desayunamos. Desayunamos. That's a long one, isn't it? Okay. All right. Take a deep breath. I'm going to ask you guys for one thing, okay? I'm going to share my screen with you real quick, and then I'm going to put up a collaboration board, if you will, okay? And I'm going to ask you guys on the collaboration board to use one of these verbs without any prompts from me. Okay. Tell me a chore that you do or don't do. Again, it doesn't have to be the truth. I don't really care. Okay. So we're talking about chores. So let's look at our vocab one more time. So we have, as a regular AR verb, we had limpiar, to clean. We had ordenar, to straighten up. Lavar los platos, or lavar las ropas, right? To wash our clothes. Pasar la aspiradora, to vacuum. Okay, this is an ER verb and an IR verb. We're not working with those. Take out the trash, sacar la basura. Walk the dog, pasear al perro. So these are AR verbs, right? Cortar el césped is an AR verb. Prender is an ER, so we're not going to use that one. Apagar la luz, to turn it off, is an AR. Okay, so we are going to, I'll put these up on the screen. Give me 1 second. I'm going to let you guys choose whatever one you want. And you will tell me, give me 1 second though to get it all lined up. In a sentence, like we've been practicing, this is a comprehension check. Okay. A chore that you do or don't do. And it doesn't have to be the truth. I don't really care about the truth. And I mean, I care about the truth, but not for class. Okay, so give me a second. My computer's thinking. Come on, computer. I don't know what it's doing. Give me 1 sec. Okay. All right. Try that link in the chat, you guys. Let me know if it works or if it doesn't work. Is it working? Here's the code. Is it letting you guys in or no? Yes, I see some of you in. Okay, I need y'all to join me in the Nearpod. Yeah, yes, it should just look like cork. It should just be a blank thing with no instructions, no nothing. That's correct. Yep. Yep. Okay, it should look like this, you guys. Is that right? Is that what you see, roughly? This might be the teacher version, but anyway, this is what you see. So according to this, I only have Haley in here. Did y'all log in? Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Interesting. It only shows me Haley. What is the deal? What's the deal? Haley, it looks like it's me and you, man. Oh, let's see now. All right, now I have Kimura. Is there a delay? Let me refresh again. Marilisa, didn't you say you were in? Oh, the first one is wonky. Okay, try the second link, you guys, if the first one didn't work. I'll put the link back in. Try this. Because I only have 2 people in. Try this new link, you guys. Okay. So what I've done here is I've put our AR verbs, right, from our chores list. And it is truly up to you. If I want to say, I wash the dishes, okay, then I would say what? Lavo las platos, right? I wash the dishes, and that's what I'm going to put up here. Okay. So you guys pick any verb you want. Make sure that you take off the AR to find the proper stem or root, put the proper ending in, finish your sentence. Okay. This shows me that y'all understood today's lesson. So give it your best shot. James, Akari, we all need to join in. I'll put the link in again. You can also make it negative, right? Something you don't do. Christopher, give it a try. Nikki, Elizabeth, Haley, Priscilla, James, Kimura. Tell me something you do or don't do. There are, yep. I've only heard from one person so far, so let me know if you need help. This is sort of our exit ticket comprehension check. This kind of tells me what you got out of today, right? So I know how much time to spend on the rest of this. Okay, let's see. Marilisa. Muy bien, Marilisa. Muy bien, Elizabeth. Muy bien, Priscilla. Muy bien. All right, Christopher, James, Catalina, Melanie. Guys, throw your hat in the ring. Nikki. Haley, did you put one in? La basura. Muy bien. Nicely done. Good job, Kimura. So I have yo no limpio el baño. I don't clean the bathroom. Muy bien. No limpio, right? I have yo limpio la casa. Los sábados, I clean the house on Saturdays. Muy bien. I have another, yo limpio el baño. I have yo no lavo los platos. I don't wash the dishes. Okay, so in Spanish, what is that, Christopher? We're using our AR verbs. You can see them on the collaborative board. Limpiar, ordenar, lavar, pasar, sacar, and pasear. I do not take out the trash. No saco la basura. Muy bien. I'm going to challenge you guys to try to do a sentence using ordenar, to straighten up, to organize. Can you pop one in there for me? Try using something other than yo. Let's challenge ourselves with ordenar. Christopher, that's not from our list, my friend. We're doing AR verbs from our vocab list. Okay. Yes, Carlota, muy bien. Let's try ordenar, you guys, to organize or straighten up. And let's try something other than yo. That's the challenge. So I have tú ordenas la casa. You straighten up the house on Thursdays. Tú ordenas la casa. Tú ordenas. Ordenar, we get rid of our AR. We add our AS to go with tú. Okay, somebody else give it a try. Using ordenar, organize. You can organize books. You can organize whatever, paper. You can organize anything, right? Give it a try. That's our challenge. Okay. Muy bien. Nosotros ordenamos la cocina. Nosotros ordenamos la casa. I love it. Beautifully done, you guys. I didn't realize the time. Go have your lunch. Okay. Good job. We'll continue to practice. Okay. I appreciate your efforts, you guys. Muchísimas gracias. Adios. Have a great day. Enjoy your lunch. Adios.